a story, dream me a dream, sing me a song. Make me smile, make me cry, take me with you to that sweet by and by.
Hello, little friends. Tonight we're going to read a story, another story about our friend Chester the Raccoon. The name of our book tonight is A Pocket Full of Kisses. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's see what's going on with Chester. Oh, Chester Raccoon sat in the hollow of a tree stump and pouted. Please, can we give him back? He asked his mother. I'll be really good if we could just give him back. Mrs. Raccoon smiled tenderly. You're already really good, Chester. But I'm afraid no matter how good you are, we can't give him back. Besides, I thought you liked having a little brother. Well, I did at first, admitted Chester. But now he plays with my toys, he swings on my swings, and reads my books. And he pulls my tail and talks to my friends. He follows me everywhere I go. Mrs. Raccoon lifted Chester onto her lap and smoothed out his worried, furry forehead. That's just what little brothers do, Chester, she explained in a very motherly tone. It's no different than sharing the woods, or sharing the stream, or sharing the food we find. Ronnie wants to be just like you. There she is, holding Chester in her lap. When I was little, I loved to sit in my mother's lap. Mrs. Raccoon placed Chester on the ground and smiled at him. And with the soft, loving eyes he knew so well, she said, I think someone needs a kissing hand. She took Chester's hand in her own, spread open his tiny fingers into a fan, and leaning over, she kissed him right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt the warmth of that kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and all the way to his heart. And then he pressed his hand to his cheek, and he could hear his mother's words. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Chester grinned so wide, the tips of his silky black mask crinkled upward. Even his cheeks flushed to a primrose pink. He was the happiest raccoon in the forest. Then, in a blink, just a moment, all the joy went out of the little raccoon. His pink cheeks paled, and a stream of tiny hot tears, like spring rain, started falling down his little face. Even his silky black mask drooped as he watched his mother reach down and take Ronnie's hand in her own, open his tiny fingers into a fan, and kiss his brother right in the middle of the little baby raccoon's palm. That was my kissing hand, Chester gasped in the saddest voice his mother had ever heard. Why did you give Ronnie my kissing hand? Don't you love me anymore? Oh my goodness, he's so upset. I think Chester doesn't know that we can love more than one person. Oh, Chester, cried Mrs. Raccoon, of course I love you. Well then, how come you gave the baby my kissing hand? Asked Chester. Mrs. Raccoon gathered Chester up in her arms and gave him a great big comforting hug. I would never give Ronnie your kissing hand, she assured him gently. That was his kissing hand. Now you each have one of your own. There she is, hugging her sweet Chester. Chester wiped away his tears and settled in his mother's lap. Well, if you give both of us kissing hands, won't you run out? Mrs. Raccoon laughed, said, would you like to hear a story? She asked Chester. About kisses? about stars, said Mrs. Raccoon. Every night, just before the sun goes down, it reaches out with its rays and touches every star in the universe, one by one. The stars light up and shine down upon us, even on nights we can't see the stars. They're up there sparkling away. No matter how many stars fill the sky, the sun will never run out of light, and its rays will never stop reaching out to them. That's the way it is with kissing hands. When somebody loves you, their kisses are like the sun's rays, always there and always shining. No matter how many kissing hands I give you and Ronnie, I will never, never run out. But you are right about one thing, Mrs. Raccoon told Chester. Ronnie's big brother widened his eyes and looked surprised. What's that? Chester asked. You are the big brother, and that deserves something extra special. Oh, look out. He's fixing to get a special surprise. I wonder what it is. Mrs. Raccoon put Ronnie on a swing and then took Chester's right hand in hers and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning over, she kissed him right in the middle of his palm. That kiss is for your pocket, she told him. Take good care of it and keep it as a spare. You never know when a big brother might need a little extra care. Chester hugged his mother and romped away. I love you too. And there they are. You can see the love. He's smiling. He's happy. His mama loves him. Your mama loves you. Sweet dreams.